Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Dr. Elena Michaels and I'm going to be doing a card reading for you with tarot and angel cards and a guided meditation, which is completely unprepared, unrehearsed, unwritten, and the cards let me know where I'm going to go when the guided meditation is beginning. So that's the purpose of the cards. When we met in a room, I was able to pick up on the energy of the people in the room. But when we stopped doing that because of COVID, now I'm just in the room with my cat. And so I started to pull the tarot cards again and the angel cards. I got the guidance that that was what I was supposed to be doing, and so that's what I do. Can you turn the volume down, please, Alexa? Alexa, turn the volume down to 6. Sorry about that. Alexa, turn the volume down to 6. So anyway, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do below. I would be so honored if you would. And then every week when a new meditation is available, which is usually every week on Wednesday at 6 p.m. is when they are released, then you will get a notice of one free and you can watch it. And so maybe you'll have a question or want clarity on something, and maybe the cards will give you that. I just want to say that I am not a fortune teller, and the cards are a way for you to, here, the releasing starts already. The yawning, the watering eyes, the coughing, the throat clearing, the runny nose, all of that. But anyway, what I was saying is if you have a question and you want clarity on something, the cards allow you to go to a deeper level of your own mind so that you can see things clearly and maybe get some answers. So I do encourage you to write down something or think about something that you want clarity or direction on. And then when the cards come up, they may provide that for you. Because every time I pull the cards, when I do this, it is for the benefit of you who are watching. And the cards have a way of morphing into being able to respond and be relevant to whoever is watching or listening, whenever they're watching or listening. Okay? So we're going to get busy and do that in just a few moments. So I think I'm going to choose a God card first. This little thing was given to me. It's so cute. It's God box, little God box. And it's got cards in it. My voice is actually quite hoarse. But I'm getting better. You know, I was kind of sick last week. Had a lot of energy going on last week because a week ago today was the celebration of life for David, who was my longtime partner, best friend, father of my kids, lover, husband. Even when we were separated, we were very, very close friends. And I think that's the way it should be when you spend time with someone and you are no longer in a romantic relationship with them. They were a part of your life. And so ideally, you want to be friends with them, especially if you have children. So David and I were very good friends. And we talked every day. I saw him several times a week. And so his celebration of life was last Saturday. And I feel like I got closure on that. A little bit more closure so I could kind of move forward a little bit. But I was under the weather last week, and so the class was done without my face, just my hands on the table with the cards. All right, I'm going to cut this now. Oh boy. As above, so below. As within, so without. Everything I see is a reflection of me. Ain't it the truth? I am more than I can see. You know, I often tell my clients and patients when I work with people privately that everyone you see in your life is a fragment of a mirror. Imagine a mirror being broken into all these different pieces, and then each person that you meet is a mirror for you. Each person that you meet is a mirror. So, as above, so below. Everything I see is a reflection of me. Oh, this one is on top too. This one says, what I do with my whole mind, my whole heart, and my whole soul. These are from A Course in Miracles, by the way. Yeah, I'm going to leave these out, these two. I'm going to put this one away, put the box away. And I am going to now pull from my trusty tarot deck that I've used this version of a tarot deck, but not these exact cards, for decades. And this is the first deck I actually worked with. And so I go back to it time and time again, and it speaks to me. And I don't read the cards the way a normal tarot card would read them, the way a normal tarot card would read them. And I'll tell you why. Because it's just like a dream dictionary or a tarot book, the instructions about what the cards mean. Let's say, I may have said this before to you, but let's say that you had a dream about cats. And let's say when you were younger, a cat was your best friend. That was actually my situation. I had a cat as a best friend. Let's say that you grew up with not a cat as your best friend, but with the mother who was the crazy cat lady in the neighborhood, and you had like a dozen cats in your house all the time, and they were peeing all over the place, okay? So if you have a dream about cats, and you look it up in a cat dictionary, in a dream dictionary, and you read the dream about cats from the Dreamer Dictionary, it depends who wrote the dictionary. It depends who wrote those definitions. If it was a woman who grew up, or a man who grew up and had a best friend as a cat, it's going to mean they're going to put a very different thing in that book about what dreaming about cats mean. If you are reading a book by someone who had a mother with a crazy cat lady that had cats all over the house and full urine boxes all over the place, and the house smelled like cats and urine, that person's going to write a dream about cats means something else. So you see, that's what it is with the cards too. There's lots of books on what the cards mean, but that's just one person's perception of what the cards mean. And so when I read the cards, I read them intuitively in the moment as a channel and relevant to whoever's watching or listening. So, so this is what happens. This releasing thing is a matter of me releasing energy through tears, through yawning, through clearing my throat, through coughing. My throat is often dry. And I'm releasing energy of the day so that I can better be a channel to talk to you about what the cards mean and for the guided meditation. So these cards are surrounded by white light, and you are surrounded by white light as you watch or listen to this video. And we ask that the cards give us guidance and direction that we may not have consciously thought of before, because your conscious mind cannot get into what your subconscious mind is thinking. But the cards as metaphors and as, oh, is one backwards? That's weird. No, I thought one was backwards. If it was, I was going to look at which one that was. That would have been relevant. So here we go. Divinely protected, surrounded by healing, beautiful white light. Wow, those of you who know me know that this is just what happens. It just starts happening. As soon as I set the camera up and my mind knows that's where we're going, I start this releasing. This doesn't happen normally. It just happens when I'm doing this. Breathe my hoarseness. All right, we're going to cut the cards now. and pull one. Okay, that's a nice looking young guy. The Page of Cups. Now I'm going to take the one that was right behind him. Oh, a major arcana card of strength. Okay, I'm going to put these aside now. And we will talk about what has just shown up. My one eye is watering a lot. I'm going to have to wipe it. Because sometimes my eyes water, I can't see because they're too watery. Okay, so the God cards are going to go over here. Let's talk about this guy. He's a dapper looking fellow. This is the Page of Cups. This may be a person. This may be a young person, a young man. If not, it's a young version of yourself. And he's looking at a cup. Cups are weeks. And he's got a fish in that cup that he's looking at. See that? He's very focused on that fish. And the fish is looking at him. And there's an ocean behind him. But he's on solid ground. So he's looking at a piece of what's in that ocean. The ocean is emotion, okay? The ocean is emotion. And he is not in the ocean, but you can see the waves behind him. But he's looking at something that comes from the ocean. So he is not overwhelmed with emotionality, but he is focused on a few things that have been causing some emotional awareness on his part. He's got red leggings on, which is the root chakra, and he's got gold boots on, which is the solar plexus chakra. So he's a grounded dude who knows his power. He knows his power. He's got a very dapper looking tunic on too, and a nice headdress in blue. Let me get my glasses. Let's see something here. He's got beautiful flowers on his tunic and a headdress in blue. Blue is the color of the higher chakra here, the pineal. Okay, so he's got an indigo blue on. So he's a focused guy, and he's not getting caught up in emotion. He's grounded. He knows his power. And he's coming from a higher place because the blue is around his head, and the fish is blue too. See the blue fish? All right, so that's a Page of Cups. Cups happen in a week. All right, now this is very relevant. This is the Strength card. It's a, excuse me, it's an 8. In the major arcana. See the lemniscate above her head? That's the symbol of infinity. And she's in greenery, and she's got the flowers of the magician around her waist and the flowers of the magician around her head, which are the red roses. And she is managing her lower vibrational frequencies very well. The lion is representative of her lower vibrational frequencies, not her higher ones. But she's coming from a higher place because she's got a white gown on. So because she's got a white gown on, she's coming from a higher place, and she is managing her animal nature very well. See that? She's not afraid. She's very calm. She's very familiar with managing her lower chakra energies or her animal energy. because a lion is a very ferocious beast, but she's got it under control. And this is a strength card. This is a very powerful card, and any major arcana card is always a very powerful card, because the major arcana, they carry a lot of information in the cards. They carry a lot of, I like to call it pixels, you know, or pieces that carry a lot of data but are small. All right, we're going to go into the Indigo Angels next, because that's just the one that's on top. And we're going to get into these. Let's see what's cooking here. Now, I've said this before. If you are watching this, you're probably an indigo, okay? Indigos can be any age. They're not just children. Some people say, oh, indigo children or rainbow children. No, they're just any age, any age. My guess is if you're watching this and you're sticking around, you are one, okay? Because if you weren't, it wouldn't mean anything to you and you'd skip right on by. But if you feel like watching it and something triggers you, you probably are an indigo and an empath. Welcome to the club. All right, continuing the divine white light, the divine energy surrounding Adam and Alana, my new daughter-in-law, and my family. You know, Adam has just gone through a lot because he just lost his dad. And my mom is going to be 94. No, she just turned 94, actually. So, anyway, and we've got Thanksgiving. So, you know, this is all about being thankful. Thankful and being with family and being with close friends that have become your family. You know, you can be born into a family and not have anything in common with that family, or not even want to interact with that family. So you create a family of your own with your friends. You know, it's still a family. All right. There we go. I got this card last week. Freedom, same card. I think it's been a couple of weeks in a row. Beautiful card. This is about freedom, people. This is about the freedom to do what you want to do, to create what you want to create. You know, what are you waiting for? Life is short. You heard them say that all the time. But guess what? When you lose someone that's close to you and you know you're never going to see them again on the physical plane, you're very aware that life is short. And it's time to live it up and do what you want to do, because you might not have that much time left. We never know. We never know. I'm going to read to you about freedom. Came up last week too. So let's read it again and see what it says. Maybe we'll get some extra clarity, since it's come up a couple times in a row, about what this means. This card answers your question by guiding you to seek greater freedom. Perhaps this comes from releasing something that no longer serves you. This card is also a confirmation that your prayers for freedom have been heard. Excuse me, and the angels are working to bring change into your life. As an indigo, you can sense when someone is being controlled or manipulated, including yourself, ideally. You have an innate ability to see unnecessary restrictions and rules. But sometimes you may unknowingly impose your own restrictions and rules upon yourself. When you draw this card, it signals that you should release control over your desires. Freely dream big for yourself and this planet, and allow the angels to guide you with their eternal and infinite wisdom. That's a beautiful card. And that's a beautiful sentiment also. I don't think this releasing is going to stop. You'll just have to bear with me. Freedom. Freedom. Beautiful card. She's flying through the air, just so free. All right, let's go to the angel cards. See what we got going on here. Sometimes when I do this, I start going into a trance, and sometimes I lose my train of thought, and what I say kind of doesn't make sense, because it's almost kind of like when you're talking to somebody on the phone and they start to fall asleep and their words don't kind of connect with what you're talking about or connect with what they were talking about. Sometimes that happens to me when I'm doing this. I start to go really deep, and then I realize I'm on camera and what I'm saying may not make sense. When I was doing this live, I had people tell me that they could actually see me going into a trance. That my voice changed and everything about me changed, and they could see that. But we're not meeting in person right now. We might, but we're not right now. I don't know, I've gotten spoiled. I mean, meeting in person, I've got to carry all my stuff and my chimes and all my bowls and all of that. Luna, I hear you, honey. Hi, baby. Yeah, you gonna participate tonight? Yeah, you gonna participate? Yeah. Yeah, in the meditation. Luna's the meditation cat, if you don't already know. She's my sidekick. All right. Okay. Sensitivity. Well, we all got that, don't we? We've all got sensitivity. And you indigos are a sensitive bunch. Sensitivity. This is Archangel Haniel. She's one of my favorites. She's just so graceful and feminine and amazing. And Archangel Haniel, you are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. Look at her. She's beautiful. That's so important, to balance yourself. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were saying that they kind of need a day in between when they go out someplace at night. And a lot of my friends are musicians or artists or creatives or actors, and they're saying that when they go out someplace at night or they do a show or performance, they need a day where they don't do anything. They just stay home and kind of contain their energy. They don't talk too much and just kind of contain your energy. And I feel that too. I feel that, when I'm out and about and interacting with people, then I need downtime to recharge. I need downtime to recharge. And that's because I'm very sensitive, and you are too if you're watching this. And so it's really important that you honor yourself and your feelings, and you stay home and stay contained. And don't run all the time, out. Don't do that. You need to recharge your batteries, okay? It's like if you have an electric car, you just run it constantly, it's gonna burn out. You have to plug it in, let it sit and recharge. All right, I'm gonna read to you about the sensitivity card from the book now. Right, Luna? Yeah, what do you wanna say, honey? What's going on? Yeah? Yeah, you see something up there? You see something? You see a spirit up there? We've had some visitations lately. You see how the lights are over there? Well, they're not blinking right now. And the light over there is not blinking. That light and those chandelier lights often blink and communicate, and that has happened since David passed away. I have to tell you something that happened the other day. Okay, I have a meditation and yoga room. So I'm sitting in my meditation yoga room, and I'm on my little pillow, sitting upright in front of my altar. And I started thinking about David because before we separated, he was living in that room, okay? We separated, and he wanted to stay in the house for a while. And so we just lived in the house, but we were separated. And then that was his bedroom before he moved out. So I was thinking about it being his bedroom, and I started thinking about him as I was in my meditation. I'm sitting up, in my position with my eyes closed. And I have an Alexa in there, and all of a sudden I started hearing music at a low tone. And I thought, what is that? Is that music? So I asked Alexa to turn up the volume. Oh, no, not you. Alexa, keep the volume at 7. No, 6. Alexa, keep the volume at 6. Anyway, I've got them in each room, so sometimes they get confused. Anyway, Alexa, resume at 6. There we go. Anyway, so I asked the unit, I would just call it the unit, in my meditation room to turn up the volume so I could hear what it was. And it was a song called 5 More Minutes by a country singer named Scotty McCreery, who I believe was on American Idol years ago when I was watching American Idol. And the song was about 5 more minutes. And each verse, I knew it was a message when I heard the music coming through the unit, and I hadn't asked the unit to play anything. I knew that was a message for me because it was an unusual. It was unusual that the music was coming through there when I hadn't asked for it. And David has been communicating through electrical things like lights and things like that, and smells and sounds. So the song was called 5 More Minutes. So I asked, the unit what the name of the song was and who the artist was. And then I asked the unit to stop playing it, and I looked up on my phone the lyrics. And the lyrics are about, every verse is about this guy saying, I just wish I had 5 more minutes. He talks about, kissing his girlfriend goodnight, and her parents are waiting in the house, and he just wants to have 5 more minutes with her. And then the next verse is about another situation where he just wants 5 more minutes. And the last few lines are, I just wish I had 5 more minutes with you. I didn't want to leave. I just wanted 5 more minutes. I didn't want to leave. It's so interesting. It's just so interesting to me how those things happen. It just came out of nowhere, and I knew when it happened that it was a message for me. And he's saying that he didn't want to have to go, but he wished he had more time, but he had to go. His body was failing, that's what was going on. So, anyway. All right, back to this, sensitivity. Anyway, it says here, you are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Keep your eyes and ears open, people. There are signs and symbols everywhere. And the signs and symbols make everything more magical, I told that to someone about what had happened to me in my meditation room. And the person I told it to said, well, that could happen to anybody. I thought, I don't think so. That doesn't just happen to anybody, where something turns on its own and plays a message. She says, well, you could think anything you wanted to about that message. You could read into it. Well, could I read into the fact that it turned on its own and started playing a song about wishing I had more time and wishing I didn't want to have to leave? I don't think so. I know Sigmund Freud said sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. I don't think a cigar is just a cigar. I think everything is symbolic, and I think there's a reason for everything, and I think everything connects. I don't think a cigar is just a cigar. I don't think that was just a coincidence. There are no coincidences in the universe. This is a very orchestrated universe. It's mathematically precise in many, many ways. So when things like that happen, pay attention. There are messages, definite messages. Right, Luna? Right? You agree, right? Okay, I'm going to read you about sensitivity now, after my divergence here into other things to talk about. Sensitivity is a beautiful and powerful gift, and there's no such thing as being too sensitive. Were you told when you were a kid that you were too sensitive? I was. I was always told, oh, you're just too sensitive. You're just too sensitive. Well, guess what? I'm too sensitive, and that's the way it rolls. And I kind of like it that way because I can pick up on things that other people can't. And you're that way too. You are that way too. Your sensitivity helps you to know the truth about situations and people. And it's important for you to trust and follow these hunches, intuitions, and impressions, just like I said. Spend some time alone in nature to further develop your sensitivity. Avoid harsh situations and chemicals. At home or at work, ask me to help you choose life-affirming foods, beverages, companions, and activities. That means ask Archangel Haniel. Excuse me. Releasing. Oh, what's the matter, Luna? What? What is it? What, honey? Avoid harsh situations and chemicals. At home or at work, ask me to help you choose life-affirming foods, beverages, companions, and activities. Know that it's safe for you to feel deep emotions as long as they're a part of your sensitivity. Visualize the two of us, that's Haniel. Visualize the two of us sealed in beautiful bluish white light. This light dissolves any lower energies, transmuting them into love. The light also helps you distinguish between your own feelings and those of other people. You and Haniel, surrounded by light, is what she's talking about. Haniel helps us honor our natural cycles, moods, and rhythms. She assists us in embracing all aspects of ourselves, including our strengths, setbacks, and shadows. Call upon her if you ever feel unsure or bad about yourself. Haniel will help you appreciate yourself and see how beautiful you are right now. If you ever feel unsure of yourself, call Haniel. Just call her. Haniel, I ask you to come into my life right now and be present with me during this guided meditation. I ask you to be present with all of us during this guided meditation. Haniel, welcome. Thank you for being here. All right, we're going to go into this deck now. You are just one talkative girl tonight, aren't you? You're so talkative. She often does things like she goes to the bottom of the stairs and she looks up at the stairs and she meows like that. It kind of sounds like crying. She meows like that. And she looks up there like she's singing something. I think she probably is. Excuse me. See, I mean, even that's releasing too. Asking for clarification, substantiation, and validation. Again, we are surrounded by beautiful healing white light. And Haniel's light is bluish white light. And that dissolves any lower frequencies. Man, this is really happening. See, it happened last week too, but because I wasn't on camera, you couldn't see it. But when I'm on camera, you can see it. My eyes get watery. Whew. Okay, cut. Cut again. Cut again. Reward yourself. Okay. Reward yourself. Reward yourself. You've been doing a lot lately. You've been working hard lately. Reward yourself. Take some time and reward yourself. Don't always be do. You know, you need downtime. Okay. You've been giving a lot of yourself lately, and it's time for you to receive. Make the time to reward yourself in a meaningful way. Maybe you go get a massage. Maybe you get a facial. Maybe you go to the beach. Maybe you go for a hike. Make the time to reward yourself in a meaningful way. This balance of giving and receiving is essential to keeping your energy, mood, and motivation at a consistently high level. That's exactly what I said just a few minutes ago. I was talking about how You need to take downtime to replenish yourself. That's what it just said. I said that before the card came up. Wild, right? I know. It's pretty crazy. I'm going to read to you about reward yourself. You drew this card because it's time to reward yourself for all of your hard work. Everyone needs rewards, and you are no exception. A treat will boost your energy, mood, and motivation. Invest in yourself and make time for self-care today. Even watching and listening to these guided meditations is you taking charge and allowing yourself to have time for self-care. Give yourself a much-needed item, trip, or service, and notice how your inner child blooms with joy from this loving attention. Take the day off from work. Splurge on a treat for yourself. Balance giving with receiving. That's what I meant. When you give, and you're out socially, you got to receive by shutting down the next day and recharging your batteries. Make sure that you're allowing yourself to receive. Appreciate all that you have done. Do you appreciate all that you have done? Do you appreciate yourself? Maybe not. Maybe not. But you have to appreciate yourself. You have to give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. You know, do the best you can, give yourself a break, and keep doing it better. I'm going to read to the Reward Yourself. I think I already read it. Didn't I just read it? See, I'm already starting to go into a trance. I can't. I think I read it already. Everyone needs rewards. You're no exception. Yeah, I did read it. See what I mean? I'm already like going into a trance. Balance giving and receiving. Make sure that you're allowing yourself to receive. Appreciate all that you've done. Well, okay, that is very, very nice. I am going to choose from the Gypsy cards. One card from the Gypsy cards, just to see what it is and see if it fits in and makes sense. Come in a little box like this. And you know what? I'm just going to reach in and grab one. Oh, haven't had this one before. A 3 with a house. Nice house. All right, so let's see what that means. It says on the cover, use the magic of the Romany cards to foretell the future. See that? But I'm not foretelling the future. But I do have a grandmother that was from Romania. She was Romanian. She grew up in Bucharest. Okay, number 3. Let's see what it is. The house. The house is white and 3 stories high, with red shingles and green shutters. There are flower boxes in all 11 windows. There's a circular window or vent in the apex of the gable, and 3 skylights or vents on the roof. This is a huge house where an extended family could live. The house is symbolic of all things in life: the body, the family, possessions, responsibilities, health, and so much more. The numerous windows represent the many places where light shines into our lives and the various positions from which we can look out into the world. If some things appear dingy, dark, dreary, just pick another view. Just look outside of another window. The house is where we retreat from the cares and harshness of the world. Like I was saying, gotta retreat, stay home, and recharge your batteries. The house is where we retreat from the cares and harshness of the world. This is where we shed the outer persona we present to the world and become our true, comfortable selves. Wow. And the association is the 10 of coins. This is about being home and being serene, which is actually what I feel right now with my fireplace going. I feel very serene at home. This is where, at the end of a busy day, you can let your hair down, where you were raised and where you raised the children. There's a permanence here that goes beyond the lifespan of the physical structure. Home is where traditions and life values are received and then passed on to the next generation. The house reminds you to value the comforts and security of home and family and life. The 4 steps leading to the door of the house suggest that a concern should be broken into 4 parts. Here is the concern. Here is the 4 parts. I can't get this. My nails are too long. I gotta slide it to the edge. See, there's 4 steps going into the house. By the porch, see? Right there. And so that's the end of the cards, people. That's the end of the cards. I'm going to put them in order here because I look at them as a roadmap. When I do the guided meditation. The God card goes first. Okay, so make yourselves comfortable, and we're going to get started with the guided meditation portion. I suggest you lie down and keep your back straight. Any everyday normal sounds that you become aware of, get that out of the way there. Any normal day sounds that you become aware of. Why is this showing up here? I said no notifications. Allow those to just fall by the wayside so you can focus on you. This is the time to focus on you. No distractions, just you. Eyes closed, back straight. And we begin. We're going to count from 5 down to 0. Each count will allow you to relax even more than the count before. Starting on the count of 5, feeling the body relax and release and let go. Moving down to 4, feeling the shoulders letting go and the spine relaxing. Coming down to 3. Feeling the groundedness and the centeredness. Moving down to 2, down through the legs, down through the ankles, down on 1, down through the feet. And moving from the count of 1, in a moment you'll hear some tones. Allow your consciousness to ride on the tones as you go even deeper to 0. When I say deeper and you hear the tones, allow your eyes to roll up into the top of your head and imagine you are seeing your third eye from the inside of your body and drifting deeper to 0. And deeper. You are able to stay out of emotional overwhelm. The youthful part of you is very curious about so many things. You allow that curiosity to express itself. You are getting better and better at mastering your impulses that are at a lower vibrational frequency. you are becoming more and more aware of your higher power. Now is the time to reinstate and to amplify it, that you are free. You are highly sensitive, so be very careful who you spend time with and what you do during the time you spend with them. Archangel Haniel is always available to you. She is divinely feminine. She is responsible for everything. But she keeps your femininity, and she will help you with your femininity, especially if you are an aggressive woman. Ask her for help softening you. Reward yourself for work well done. Perhaps you've been contemplating something. Perhaps you've been sacrificing yourself to take care of other people or address other things, like your momentum, like your It's important to spend the quiet time regenerating, rejuvenating, and then doing something fun afterwards as a reward. honor you for taking this time for yourself. I honor you for balancing yourself out by taking this time. Every cell in your body has craved this. You may even have drifted off to sleep. That's fine. I look forward to seeing you in this place again. And until then, see God in everyone you look at and allow God to come through you so that those who see you see God. Many blessings to you, and namaste.